the El Camino de Santiago, an 800-kilometre Catholic pilgrimage across Spain, known as the Way. Me, a hedonistic heathen in search of cerveza, churros and bocadillos. But perhaps also faith, guidance and wisdom from beyond the way. Similar to Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz,
get too old for this.
I'm following the yellow arrowed road with my companions Hope, Strength and Courage, also known as Caitlin, Rebecca,
Yeah, she's badass.
and Muffy. But my adventure with my first Camino family is rapidly coming to an end, as we will part ways in Pamplona, which fills me with grief. As such, the conversation turns to one of the darker aspects of the human experience. Rebecca's story takes place when she was 17.
I had been staying up late doing my grade 12 philosophy homework. The questions that I was grappling with that night had to do with what is a meaningful life and when is it time to go?
Ha! Nerd. I swear, when I was 17, the deepest thing that went through my mind was girls who smelt pretty and when is my next meal? Actually, nothing's changed. That's probably really inappropriate right about now.
My dad was up doing some work that night as well, so around midnight we were sitting with tea and talking about these sort of questions. But I was really struggling, and I was worried about something and a little frustrated. And I remember my dad giving me a hug, a big hug, and saying, "Don't worry, it'll all work out." And at that point I was in such a bad mood about whatever it was that was bugging me that I didn't really hug him back. And little did I know that that would be the last time that he would hug me.
Death almost seems easy to the person who has passed on. It's those of us left behind that have to find a way to carry on.
The hope, though, is that there is somebody who will be there to pick you up when you fall.
So, received the phone call that my uncle had passed away, somebody who's been like a father figure to me my entire life.
And thankfully, that person is Muffy, the fun time slayer.
Taking her to and from the funeral home and just making sure she was fed and making sure she had that time and making sure that she knew it was okay to grieve the loss of her father also.
Okay to grieve? Who are you, Muffy? Dr. Phil and Oprah's love child?
Today she's actually a chaplain at that university that she was attending, and she also works as an on-call hospital chaplain, and so she gets the privilege of sitting with people in their last moments.
My first call as an on-call chaplain at the hospital was my very first weekend on-call. It's a person who's on the kind of extended living care, palliative care unit. Essentially, they've had a stroke and they're dying and there's no loved ones, so they requested the chaplain. And just sitting by his side, watching him move from life into death was something that was hard. It was a very hard thing, especially for the first time, but something that was very humbling, the fact that I was the person that was there with him when he took his last breath.
Humbling? Don't you mean morbid and disgustifying? I thought this job was all tea cakes and sing-alongs. What kind of a sick individual wants to work with the dying?
The gifts and abilities that I've been given, I don't want to just hold for myself. I know that they're meant to be shared to make another person's life better.
So Muffy makes most of us look really bad. But it is a relief to know that there are courageous people out there who will accept the selfless burden of journeying with us in our darkest hours.
If somebody told me I was courageous, I don't think that I am. I think it's just I'm living the life that I'm meant to live. And if it means that I'm being courageous, I hope that I have more courage because I know that there's more that I'm meant to give.
Accepting that our lives are impermanent should give us cause to reevaluate the things that we consider to be important and focus instead on the things that actually are.
Reflecting on that has been an important thing because there needs to be call to change how we do live our lives. We're such a fast-paced, me first type of world, and at the end it's not about the money that you make or the homes that you have. it's about the people. It's about the time that you spend with those people and not holding back the love that you have for them.
Losing my dad so suddenly gave me kind of a new perspective and a new way of seeing things, because I realized that what's really important are the relationships that you have. I think in a way it's made me more open to life, open to meeting people and seeing the strengths and the beauty that everyone can add to your life.
Cheers, what is it, 10:15 in the morning?
10:15.
That's the way it should be.
So the Camino is a pretty cool place to appreciate that and to practice that.
So perhaps the lesson is to live fearlessly, in spite of our mortality.
And so I'm not afraid of death. And I feel like that's something in our society that we're always afraid because we don't know what's next. I know the unknown is terrifying, and we so long to control every aspect of our life. But our life is uncontrollable.
A few months after she finished the Camino, Muffy's father, Terry, passed away unexpectedly. In the days following, she was comforted by her loving cousin Rebecca. In a recent email from Muffy, she said, "It's about focusing on life, making the most of opportunities and recognizing blessings. It's about giving back and contributing, making the world that much richer for having lived and being a part of others' lives. Grief and praise for life go hand in hand. How we live really does affect how we die, how we know life and come to accept death."
It is important to be open to what is next and to not be afraid of the unknown.
So be bold and make the choice to live and not just exist. Gandhi said, in a gentle way, you can shake the world. Today may be your last treasured day on this earth. Did you shake the world? I am dedicating this episode to my late beloved Uncle John, to Rebecca's dad, Terry, and Muffy's dad, also Terry.
As always, please like and comment, but today I invite you to tag or share this video with someone that you love, and then go give them a big hug.